On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we are finally catching into Jurassic World Chaos Theory Epic Evolution Dinosaur Collecting from Mattel. Chaos Theory had a pretty big launch, just not so much in my area of the world. I've been kind of piecing together what I can find and still waiting for some other elements, but right now we have multi-packs. Darius and Ben are here. They have aged up. It's a time jump into the future and they're multi-packed with a few dinosaurs looking pretty interesting. Then while I wait for the T-Rex, we've got the Becklespinax, which is a really cool, interesting Zor to look at. I love the Spinosaurus variety. And then the Super Colossal is here too. The Super Colossal is back with the Giant Allosaurus, a big critical dinosaur in the new Chaos Theory show. So join along as we discover more great new dinosaurs from Mattel, add them to the collection, check them out on the app, and hopefully they don't bite too hard. Ow!
Squirrel Stampede!
Please like,
share, and Squirrel Live.
There's lots to choose from in the Jurassic World Chaos Theory line. Here's the adventure pack with Darius. What has he got to catch with that net? A Carnotaurus, a Stygimoloch, and a Deinonymus.
What?
A lot of action for Darius to capture here with a Carnotaurus, Stygimoloch, and a Dimorphodon included with this pack. He's got that net launcher too, which is episode specific. Kinda wishing he had his signature yellow jacket though. It just doesn't look like Darius right now. The adventure pack runs crazy high at $35, but luckily I found it on sale Target for $27, so that made it actually reasonable. And out! Uh-oh, Darius, look out there onto you right now. The hunt is on. We've seen these three many a times, almost too many times. So Darius has aged up a little bit, time jump. What are we now after the events of Fallen Kingdom? Or so during times of Jurassic World Dominion now, as we have aged up a few years. I do so like my Darius with a signature yellow jacket. Wait. There we go, there's more youthful Darius and now upgraded. Aged up a few years Darius, a few inches taller. Not as taller as Ben, but a few inches taller nonetheless. Good to look for this pack if you're looking for the Nublar 7 or whatever they call them. 7? As always though with Mattel, the dinosaurs in the pack seems to be more of the highlight, which is kind of a bummer. I want to have like Ben's van or something. Got a Carnotaurus here. Kind of a smaller scale Carnotaurus figure. But for being small, she's got a pretty good look to her. A little bit shiny glossy. But it's kind of like a take with you anywhere type of Carnotaurus. She's got a code up on her back, and we'll check out a couple codes as we go through here. And articulated pretty well in all those main spots these dinosaurs typically are. You know, I rarely goof around with a Dimorphodon. Oops, sorry there, Darius. In a giant collection of T-Rexes, Carnotauruses, Spinosauruses, I probably only have one or two other Dimorphodons running around. Flapping around, I should say. This one is maybe one of the better ones I've seen. It's got a good head bite to it. You can move things around, flap wings about. There's a code on her back, which seems very ouchy. Good Dimorphodon. And then back over here, the Stygimoloch. Please don't break our screen. This one feels like the most familiar, like I've looked through this one before, but typically Mattel usually just keeps running new sculpts. Every time I say, oh, this has got to be a repaint, it's something new, so it gets you kind of back into the world of Jurassic Park if you've taken a few years off of Jurassic World. Does that make any sense?
no.
Oh, and Darius does have this episode-specific capture net thingy, and I think it's just a projectile with a net. Oh, and it doesn't really capture anything. So as multi-packs go, it was a little high. I would not have purchased it if it was not on a sale, so that is why it's here today. But maybe a good startup to a Chaos Theory collection. Although, again, I would rather see Ben's van. And where is the Ben pack? So like the Darius pack, the Ben pack also packed with, what of course, dinosaurs. Ben gets the classic Velociraptor versus the Dilophosaurus inside, and a much larger Ben, aged up a few years. So this one felt running high too at approximately 25, I think, and then I got it on sale for 17, so it made it worth it. I just don't think I could have picked these up for regular price because we've seen so many of these dinosaurs before, especially this Dilophosaurus. Looks very familiar built. Although now just noticing this is an Atrociraptor tiger, and I don't have too many Atrociraptors in collection. The main highlight of these boxes though are the aged up figures. there they are. So a few things going on with this pack. Here's aged up Ben. In the show, he's heightened quite a bit, quite a big guy now. Even a few inches taller than Darius, although not really in figure form, unfortunately. He should be at least up to here. And he's missing his little bag across his chest. They just don't go for the detail in the figures like they do for the dino. Would really like to see some upgrading in the figuring. Also has a tranq dart gun, which is more for Darius. And then let's take a look at this Atrociraptor. She's a little plain. I'm usually used to seeing the Atrociraptors in a more white ghostish color, aren't they? Usually? Maybe? And I'm having trouble chomping her jaw down. I don't know if I've got a bad hinge. She doesn't want to bite. She just keeps opening up that bite. Definitely got an overbite going. But kind of the same old thing with what you've seen with these. Just a little less detail in these multi-packs. The Dilophosaurus is looking really cool. Almost feels like a Hammond version at certain points and angles. I feel like maybe I've even seen this one with the shooting venom. I think this just pops out. Oh, sorry Darius, he goes flying. These side sails can fold on back, but you kind of want it forward. And also a code on her back, which is really jammed. Ah, there we go. So once again, if it wasn't for such a good sales price, not sure if I would have picked up, although I think I had Ben in hand before Darius just because the pack was the lower cost option out of the two either way. But in this case of Chaos Theory, you really want to collect everybody who's in the group, you know? That's part of the show, or that's the main part of the show, not the dinosaurs. Really, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so now that we got some of the cool character packs out of the way, we can bring on in the good stuff. We've got the Becklespinax. Battle Roaring Epic Evolution. So I am still on the hunt for the T-Rex of the Chaos Theory collection, just not appearing many things in my area just yet. But we did find the Becklespinax, and it is looking quite fun. I do like Spinosaurus stuff. They are always spinely. This one featuring everything. I love the dial controls. Oh, sounds. Roars. The dial controls have been so fluid. Now that I say that, oh, he dropped the squirrel. And maybe something going on back here. Oh, there's the code. And maybe another dial on this side is activating something. Over on the back of the box. Rampaging Attack and evolved for battle. Those spines lift up on her tail somehow. I had it going earlier, I just forgot how I did that. Oh, and these two are looking awesome. I just have not seen much Chaos Theory in the shelves around me. But we'll catch up for sure. Let's get Becklespinax out of pack. Oh, she may be one of my new favorites. Look at this one. High detail on the sculpt, color, and spines. Her sail standing approximately 8 inches tall with about a length of 17. Pretty large. And again, I feel like a little more finer detail with the paint on this one. A few different colors going on with that spine and head. Her head is built into the action feature articulation dials, but we do have rotational shoulder points on hinges that reach out. The tail as well is built into the action feature. And then we got our classic Mattel legs here that reach out a little bit and a little bit of turnage on those ankles for positioning. I like the massive look of those arms, by the way. So let's see if I can get those spikes on her tail to spike out. We've got the dial system, which has been working so well. There we go. So when you rotate forward, you're going to lunge your head down for a bite attack snapping feature. If you pull the dial back, you extend those back spines. And if you snap them back right, they'll lock into place. So right now those spikes are locked up forward. If I roll this dial forward, they should pop on down as she gives a snapping feature. That's pretty fun. They've done so well with these roller dials. They're getting so intricate with the movements of your dinosaur toy. And again, that spine shows off the secret code for the app, and we'll load that up in a little bit. So for now, the Becklespino will have to keep me satisfied until we find the T-Rex, and she will. This has been a great toy, especially when you kind of get overdosed on T-Rexes. It's kind of fun to have the Spinosaurus back on table. They did so well with her. Just look at these bone spikes coming off her neck. A little bit of undercolor there under her jawline. Loud and ferocious with that battle roaring. This one was worth whatever I paid for it. And so now, it is all about the Allosaurus, super colossal sized. I keep telling myself I have no more room for the super colossal, yet I keep picking them up. I think in this case I had to make a big exception, because I may have noted before, in like 4th grade I did a neat little report on the Allosaurus. And so seeing the super colossal Allosaurus was a no-brainer for me. Once again, the scale with these is colossal at 38 inches in length. That's 97 plus centimeters. Just something else to trip on over, and a very full super colossal collection I've got going. And also, once again, it's so big I'm gonna have to slide this off the table and go on the side of the table to see this one. And so there it is, the super colossal Allosaurus off to the side of the table, and you can see it is just filling up the full screen. I can barely get my head out from underneath this giant colossal. And like always, the super colossal loves to munch on dinosaur chips. It is their favorite food, to eat little dinosaurs for breakfast. Oh, this box is mighty huge. How are we going to tackle this thing? That's the one thing Mattel does awesome at, is creating boxes that will just disintegrate completely. There is no saving the package on this one. Start with the binders around the head of this dude. I love the graphics, by the way. I should add how they have the toy here and then the graphics are painted down the side to look like it continues the giant dinosaur Allosaurus. So why did I choose Allosaurus as a 4th grade project back in the day? Well, I'll let you know. Everyone was like all over T-Rex, of course. Everyone was all over Triceratops, and at the time probably Stegosaurus was really the big 3 of dinosaurs. Maybe the pterodactyl, but that's not really a dinosaur. So I was like, I'm gonna do the Allosaurus because for some reason it was in the book too. They actually had a few other varieties. I drew a picture of it. I don't have it on me right now. I'll have to look around for it. Oh my, more binding. Giant tail. Color scheme with this one. Nice and blue, or a deep midnight blue maybe. Should contrast well with some of the other colossal. Maybe someday I'll do a secondary review on what's going on with my super colossal herd. What are they up to? I'm trying to pull a leg out, but it's not happening. The thing is stuck. Alright, we're gonna go into complete box destruction mode here, I believe. Complete destruction mode. I gotta find another spot to open this here. Watch as a super colossal bite my hand. Oh, one more really powerful lockdown here, and it's got its claws. She's fighting me. She's biting me. Hey, we got her. We got most of her. We got most of her. Oh boy, look at the bite on her. Look at those teeth. Look how amazing that is. I don't know if the camera is helping or getting this focused or not yet, but she's looking good. Now I gotta find that leg. We got the package destroyed, all right. So hopefully she doesn't have the same fate as my Super Colossal Giganotosaurus. She unfortunately had a bad leg, or was it he? Had a bad leg on that one. But we do have, if you can see behind me, there's Xenosaurus and Giganotosaurus Hammond collection we will hopefully catch up with soon. Alright, there's a leg. Installation, pretty easy. Find which leg goes on what side. A matches with A, and this should click in pretty good. That's what I want to hear. Never heard that with my Giga. It just kind of softly went in, and from there the leg always fell off. And unfortunately I retired her to a yard sale or something. one more leg here. Oh, that is such a satisfying sound. Now I gotta balance with the tail. There's the tail again. And we'll lock this in. Oh, she's so heavy. She's so heavy. Doesn't matter. Well, I think we want the spines up top. And, oh, come on. There's a satisfying click. There she is, Super Colossal. Oh, what a beauty. Definitely one of my favorites in Super Colossal World. Maybe kind of has the back spine structure of the Indominus. I don't have the Indominus on me right now. She is in a different location, but kind of has that feeling a little bit of the Indominus back structure. And then the head though is definitely Allosaurus. Kind of the, whoa, watch out. Almost took out a piece of pizza back there. The head structure almost took out the Plague Among Us guy, Doctor. The head structure's got those signature horn type ridges, ears. Kind of similar to a Carnotaurus in a way, but a little bit more Allosaurian. So she definitely feels like an Allosaurus. And if you wanted to, you could feed little tiny pieces to that soft-tongued mouth, and then they would roll down into her belly and then out this trap door. We don't have to worry about that today. We've seen that a few times. But you can usually fit in like, oh, I don't know, several dinosaurs, several mini dinosaurs, let's say a dozen or so. So it's a great one. This is quite fun and special for Chaos Theory as the Allosaurus plays a big role. Oh, there goes something. So that's the Super Colossal Allosaurus back now onto the table. And so back now onto the table. Oh, she's so gigantic. Look how large the Super Colossal just takes up space. Now, I do not believe she has a scannable code. Usually, for some reason, the Super Colossals do not have scannable codes. But I want to see what this Becklespinosaur has for a code, what we're going to learn about. Alright, so if you can, load up your Epic Evolution scanning app. Bring in our Specklesaur to scan. Back of the spine, I believe. There it is. Bring out your scanner. And we're scanning away. What could we have? Oh, ow, ow! Why do they always scratch us at first? There she is, the Becklespinax. And we'll kind of go around. She's kind of in a foresty zone right now. Very, very similar to what the figure looks like. I always kind of like how they give it that toy-like feel in the jungle or forest or wherever we are. Trying to get her to growl for us. Oh! Kind of barks. It's like a barking Zor. Oh. Anyhow, what do we have for information on this one? Well, very similar to the action figure right there. Very similar to the figure in scale. In fact, maybe just a little bit larger in toy form. Diet of meat, the weight of 4 pigs, lower down this growl, and she was found over there in England, I believe. England was the founder. So a good dino to look for and learn about. I think there's a little controversy as if this dinosaur actually existed or not. Something to do with how they dug it up. Something to think and learn about. Well, how about the Atrociraptor? What does the Atrociraptor say? Bring in our scanner and find a good spot. Loading up. Ah! Oh, she's angry. A little bit grumpy. Over in the Savannah Desert, perhaps. What's the little cloud mean? Is that new? Oh, that's nighttime and daytime. I don't recall that from before. Or do I? They switched it up on me a little bit. So the Atrociraptor is much smaller. Much smaller than a human. They kind of make them look larger on the show. It's usually like a pumped up Velociraptor on the shows and movie, but it's a little bit smaller scale than the human. Diet of meat and the weight of only 3 kitties. Well, 3 cats. Let's say 3 adult cats. And this was found kind of in my neck of the woods, Pacific Northwest. Interesting. Or was it created in the Pacific Northwest? I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting, the Atrociraptor. I don't believe, and it would have been really funny had the kids had scan codes. I don't believe there's the scan code for Ben or Darius here. They're not dinosaurs. We'll do one more. Let's check out this Carnotaurus. The cool thing about this app over the years is that even though we're seeing some of the same dinosaurs over and over again, they always make sure to update and add on in a new section for each one. So this is a young Carnotaurus, so that's why it's so small. That's why it's so small in box. I wasn't really sure if they're just downsizing it to fit inside. So if you need a young Carnotaurus, that's what's included in the Darius pack. Reading up, human scale. Well, the human's a little bit smaller on show. Well, this is a youth again, so if this is a young Carnotaurus, they're going to be kind of close in scale. Diet of meat, weight of a cow, and found over there in South America. Love the scanning. It's always one of the top fun things to do with the Jurassic World dinos. Today's run through of Jurassic World Chaos Theory. I don't know what's going on with that Spinosaurus. And so that is our first go around with Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Pretty good with the Super Colossal Allosaurus and the Becklespinax and the packs for Darius and Ben. Stick around, upcoming. We're also going to check out the Jurassic World Chaos Theory Captives Build and Battle. These have always been super fun. What could be inside? This eye is looking right back at us, so stick around pretty soon on that. And I've got my lookout for the T-Rex for Chaos Theory too, so we'll have to check out the... You always got to check out the T-Rex for each series, right? Oh, and I should add, if you have not seen our review of the Dinosaur Combiner Magnetron, check that out too if you're a fan of dinosaurs and combining robots. This is the one to take a look at too. I had quite a bit of fun with this one. And there we go with the dinos I have found so far with Jurassic World Chaos Theory. What do you think? How about that Super Colossal? If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, squirrelive, squammet your favorite Chaos Theory moment, upcoming thing that you're very interested in. Don't forget we have Squirrel Stampede merch like a plush Landry, sweatshirts, and water bottles. Thanks again for watching. That's what I have to say about that.